Tasmania show. Tasmania show. Tasmania show. Tasmania show.
Tasmanian show.
Tasmanian show.
Tasmanian show. You already know what it is. Oh, yeah.
Wagwan gang, back in this thing. And if you really gang, bang that like button. If you like the vibe, subscribe. If you don't have good energy, keep your ass inside. You're tuning into the Tasmania Show with Taz Tycoon, brought to you by Tazzies, Baddies. Cop your merch, cop your stickers, cop your baggies, all types of stuff. Today, we're talking about OTF Lil Durk. Now, as y'all know, Durk has been in prison for racketeering. It's all tight. Like it's been a lot with Lil Durk. Like there's so many different things going on. So many, like I think the last time I had heard something that they pushed his trial back. He had an Apple Watch that they had going on or whatever. But today we're talking about there's a new indictment with this Durk case. But before we even get into it, like I said, there's always speculations or feelings about different people, like as it pertains to streets and music. This is somebody's son, and people could argue about his life, the lives that they said he's allegedly taken, the street shit that he was involved in, right? But before we even get into the new indictment, I want to play this clip of Lil Durk mom speaking about what Lil Durk, how the headspace that Lil Durk is in.
Good. Okay. Like I say, every time I talk to him, it's never serious.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's doing pretty good.
And did he really cut his locks off?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's been really embracing Islam more now.
Way more. Yeah. Yeah. Way more.
How do you feel about that?
His religion is his religion and mine is mine. I never judge what he do or how he do it. Never. And he never. Well, he always on me about mine, but I would never speak on his religion.
Yeah.
And he always like, well, you know what you got to do, Mom? I'm like, no, I don't.
What does that mean?
He want me to
become Muslim?
Yeah.
We can be Muslim sisters.
I know, right? I was like, I'll think about it.
That's hilarious.
Just so he can be quiet.
Has he tried to convert any other family members?
His sisters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All the time.
That's very cute.
I'm like, you just the biggest.
Yo, mashallah, I'm not gonna lie, seeing that made my heart smile, just thinking about it. At the end of the day, my dad, he had a life sentence. He's been home for some years now, BYDS, but just at the end of the day, whether it's you lost your kid to the streets, to the prison system, it was just dope to hear the headspace that he's in, you know, because he's facing some serious allegations. So first and foremost, just that he could find that solace, you know, in Islam and what he's doing. So I just want to send much love, light, and prayers to Durk when it comes to that. But again, today we're talking about the new indictment, so we're going to get into this clip right now about what's actually transpiring with the Lil Durk case.
Lil Durk update. We have a whole new indictment. What does the indictment say? Well, let's think about this for a second. 11 weeks before trial, guy locked up for 2 years, and the government basically says, you know what, murder for hire, forget about that case. Let's do a new case, racketeering. These new racketeering charges tell you everything about where this case stands. For 2 years, you've heard that this is a very simple, straightforward, open and shut. We got all the evidence. They killed his friend. He paid people to go kill them. Well, that theory is now being broadly expanded so that the idea that this is murder for hire, no. The feds say, throw that out. It's murder in aid of racketeering because OTF actually has a subset of criminals and gangsters, and they're all involved in all these killings. There's a killing where Durk pulled the trigger.
Yeah, so pardon me, it went from murder to hire to racketeering, and he starts to talk about the 2019 case that he had with King Von, rest in peace, King Von, and that whole situation. And I do believe that was the following year King Von had passed away. But yeah, like just the timeline and different things. And I do remember when I was watching a couple of clips of King Von, man, rest in peace, King Von, such a fucking talent. I'm just so tired of like all these black men from Pop Smoke to PNB Rock. It's just a lot of strict shit. You know, like it's annoying to have to keep talking about it. It's like the desensitization of it is really, really annoying. But again, he talked about it going from murder for hire to now racketeering, but he did mention the 2019 case. So for those of y'all that don't know the lyrics and the different things, just like the Young Thug case, it's like, I don't know where freedom of speech lies, especially when you got people like Chud the Builder who's locked up now for thinking that he could just go around and disrespect black people. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like you don't know where it is, but it's just like you can't misquote silence. That's one of my favorite quotes from Sadhguru. You shut the fuck up. You can't miss, you know, Janet, shut the fuck up, whatever. But anyways, that's off topic. We're about to get into this clip right now of Lil Durk with his trial that he had with King Von in 2019.
Varsity will move forward. Today, Lil Durk appeared in court where a judge ruled there was enough evidence for him to go to trial. Channel 2's anchor Lori Wilson is live near where the shooting happened, near the Varsity, and Lori, police say They have video evidence in this case.
Jovita, APD says they used at least 5 cameras from local businesses, including this BP, as well as from the Varsity across the street in order to build their case against Lil Durk and his co-defendant. On Friday, detectives from Atlanta and Chicago testified in the criminal case against rapper Lil Durk in Fulton County Court. They say around 5 in the morning on February 5th, Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Derek Banks, and his co-defendant Devontae Bennett were seen on camera involved in shooting Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
They were hanging out. They went to a studio to make music.
The rapper and Bennett listened to the evidence against them in court. Police told the judge later that night the victim, Banks, Bennett, and others went to a nightclub, a gas station, and ended up in the parking lot of the Varsity. That's when Witherspoon said he was robbed and shot.
He said his chain was snatched off his neck, and he had $30,000 stolen from him, and they stole the vehicle he was driving.
Police say Banks was seen on tape shooting a gun.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Banks' attorney says this is a celebrity witch hunt.
Were it not for the celebrity status of these 2 individuals, then this would be an aggravated assault.
Banks released a single, "Turn Myself In," the day he turned himself in. It's gotten almost 7 million views. The prosecutor charging this wasn't just a robbery and shooting, but gang activity. She put a Chicago detective on the stand to testify that Banks and Bennett are members of Chicago gangs.
Is it possible to continue your affiliation and even commit crimes when you move out of Chicago if you're in a different city or if a different area?
Yes, ma'am.
The judge ruled today there is enough evidence to move forward with all charges against Banks and Bennett, including criminal intent to murder as well as criminal gang activity. They'll be back in front of a judge in a month to ask for bond. Live downtown, Lori Wilson, Channel 2 Action News.
All right.
So yeah, as you can see, man, rest in peace, King Von, man. Super, super dope talent. That whole situation, Quando, Rondo, all of that shit, is so much talent that just for what? Like it just that doesn't make any sense, man. But they're talking about this case against Durk, how they have evidence. As you can see in that video, they said they had enough evidence to actually have him locked up. They had his lawyer, or the people that are a part of the Chicago task, gang force coming to speak in Atlanta about what's going on, But they're talking about they got text messages of him organizing crime. This is not organized crime. It's definitely unorganized crime from paying for different things. And it's like you don't see a lot of free Durk. You don't see a lot of the same support. When I know when Shiesty was locked up, I was hearing a lot of free Durk. Now Shiesty locked up, all different types of stuff, you name it. But we're about to get into this clip right now of what's the clip that I just thought about? I actually have another video of Pooh Shiesty. We're gonna be dropping that one soon, so check out my old one. We got another one coming too. But we're gonna get to this other clip right now of the guy talking about some of the other evidence that they have in this case.
Durk paid for it in 2022. There's another one in 2021. There's group chats where he's on it allegedly and other people, and they're talking about snitches. Ask yourself one question for me, fam. If you had an open and shut murder for hire case for a 2022 murder, why is it that weeks before you're about to go to trial and cook the kid, you're adding racketeering charges and murders in different states from 3 different years and calling this the Banks violent gang enterprise? Look, I get why you're doing it. They're doing it because they need to get all this other evidence in before the jury so that the jury can say, oh yeah, this is a bad guy. Let's cook this guy. And whether any of that evidence has any weight, whether any of that evidence has any truth, here's the truth. The fact that they need it, the fact that they're trying to go get it tells you that this murder for hire case built on cooperators was not as strong as they were telling you. Now, keep in mind with respect to the cooperators, the new indictment takes 2 defendants out. OTF Vonnie, Kayvon Grant, and another guy, one of the shooters. So Vonnie, they said, was the guy who bought all the guns and arranged all the travel, and he was the orchestrator of this. Then they got this other guy, Keith Jones. He's one of the shooters. Well, both of those guys are off the indictment, suggesting that they have cooperated, taken pleas, but the new racketeering indictment, bringing in stuff from 2019, 2020, 2021, that suggests that those cooperators' testimony was not going to be enough.
Yo, that's crazy, man. New levels, new devils. Like, you do your crime by yourself. I think I was watching a Love and Hip Hop episode. Mendices was like, if I'm going to do it by myself. Same here. I don't want no. I'm gonna do it. I don't do plus ones. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into any of that. But it's a lot because, like he just said, they're trying to hurry up and just add more for the jury and everything that's going on with this Durk case that's coming up. But like I said, it was really heartfelt to hear from his mom. I don't know what's going on. They're talking about he cut his dress, he's locked in, he's focused. We really don't know. People was talking about Young Thug was never gonna come home. Gunna, you never know because it's like it's about what you can prove. You know what I'm saying? It's about what you can negotiate for real. But before we get up out of here, there was a video that was released by the OTF brand just talking about their rebranding, and we're going to take a look at that clip before we get up out of here. Look, I'm big on branding. Love Nipsey Hussle, 22 Immutable Laws of Branding. Make sure y'all check that out. OTF rebranding. You know, sometimes it's like when Gunna came home, his rebranding was crazy. I called it from jump. Like he's got the, Under Armour running club. And I know it's probably crazy to talk about Gunna and Durk with the rats and all different types of shit that's going on. Who would have thought like that we would be where we are right now? But I commend it. Sometimes, you outgrow people. Like all the time, circle got smaller, everybody can't grow. You really, 6 degrees of separation is real. And you are the company you keep. So if you in a bag full of lemons trying to make lemonade and there's a molded lemon, you are not going to become lemonade. You're going to stay molded. Hopefully I'll get the fruits of my labor in that conversation. But let me know what y'all think in the comments about Lil Durk. If you really gang, please only bang that like button. And if you like the vibe, subscribe. If you don't have good energy, keep your ass inside. You're tuned into the Tasmania Show with Taz Tycoon, brought to you by Tazzy's Baddies. Let's grow.
Tycoon running up the score, Tazzy's Baddies on the floor. And that ass is super fatty, call me Zaddy, throw some more. Super nasty, she a savage, slaughter, fuck her like a whore. Popping bottles, foreign models, Tycoon on the world tour. Shorty, what you bad for? Turn this to a hit-a-thon, damn. All your bitches bad, tell them they can come along.